Well, it's been a while since I've done a video newsletter just to update you guys what's going on. We've been super busy with a lot of things that have been happening in our lives. One of those is I just completed driving school. Yes, driving school. Even though I've been driving for 21 years and had a license, here in Colombia, you need to go to their driving school. You have to learn the theory of driving, which is classes, which I actually enjoyed all the classes. There was a little bit of translation issues there. I actually had a gringo moment that when the teacher asked me to read a paragraph, I had to say, listen, I don't speak Spanish that well. And if it was a little paragraph, I probably would have just butchered it and tried it. But this thing was like almost a page and a half, and we had to read through it because it was different things. And I had to tell my professor that, hey, listen, I'm sorry, I'm a gringo. I don't know how to speak Spanish that well. And so the whole class erupted. It was great. But it was just a great moment because after that, everyone started talking to me more, helped practice my Spanish. They were talking to me, asking where I lived. And so it was a really good moment for me in that class. But that class was super, super long. I had to go there for almost a month because what you have to do is you have to do so many classes to get your driving license. You have to do classes in order. So we had to do all these different classes. I had to do 26 hours altogether. Now they let me skip a couple because they knew my age and I've been driving for a while. So that I didn't have to do certain classes that I needed to do, but I did have to do a lot of classes. And so it's been amazing. That was a lot of fun to go through class and sit there and learn a theory of driving here in Colombia, which is great. It's almost similar to the United States, but there was some things that I needed to learn a lot about. They do things differently here. And one of those is when after you're done with the classes, you have to go through driving class with an instructor. You literally are by yourself in a car and they're teaching you. Well, I've driven stick before. I've had a manual vehicle. I had a Jeep Wrangler. But here, you're not allowed to drive the way that I used to drive, which was one hand on the wheel and one hand on the shifter. No, your hands have to be at 10 and 2 the whole time. And when you shift, you're not supposed to grab the shifter. You have to use the inside of your hand, shift down, do that, and then go back. And so that's one thing that was really tricky for me because driving for so many years, you get into a rhythm. And so to break that rhythm, it was kind of weird, but I had a great time. In one day, I had to drive literally for 4 hours with the instructor. And the instructor was awesome. He was just asking me questions. We were driving around. I had to drive all around Santa Marta, which was gorgeous. And it was just an amazing time. But I got my license, so that's a great thing. So we just wanted to let you guys know that I got my license. Because here in Colombia, after 6 months, your license is invalid. You cannot drive, you cannot run a vehicle if you don't have a Colombian driver's license. If you already have a cédula, which we have, which is our documentation that we're here in Colombia. So, with that being said, I got my driver's license. So pray for Pastor Heather because she's next and she is like, no, I ain't doing it. And come to find out, most of the people in my class that was with me, they've never driven. They don't have anybody in their family that drives. They're the first ones, or they're getting their motorcycle license, which that's a different thing here. But yeah, it was just an amazing time. So it's been great doing that. We've been helping out at the church. We've been helping serve communion once a month. We've been honored and to be able part of that. Heather and I have spoken many times now. Tuesdays, Heather got to preach on a Sunday morning, which some of you guys got to watch. We've spoken on Tuesday nights for the prayer and worship. And then Friday nights, which is youth, we've been asked to preach and share the message there, which has been just an amazing time. We look forward to every Tuesday night. For some reason, it just reminds me of the old school Sunday night services when you go there and it was just praise, worship, and testimony and an encouraging word to get closer to God. And so we look forward to it. It's only an hour long, but we love every second of it. And so that's just been something that's been great. We are praying for more to be open. Just about a week ago, almost 2 weeks ago, we were asked to go to the district office in the northern part of Colombia, which is in Barranquilla, which our pastor is the superintendent. So he wanted us to go so that we could get to know all the different leaders there at the church in Barranquilla at the main office. So we got to meet the Bible school director, which was amazing just to check that out and see the Bible school. We got to meet some of the superintendent, the presbyters of the area, and get to talk with them. One of the presbyters drove 6.5 hours just to meet us. because we were coming. Instead of being on Zoom, he said, no, I want to come meet them. So he drove 6.5 hours down to meet us, which was just an amazing time. We got to talk with them. They got to hear our hearts. We just got to share and see what they're doing. And we are so excited. So we are praying and we are really hoping that the restrictions would be dropped down, restrictions would be lifted so we can go into some of these other areas. But it was just a great time that we're seeing the ball and our ministry start to move a little bit more because we've been here now for 6 months. So that's crazy that we've been in country for 6 months, but guys, we are so excited. It's only the beginning of what God is setting up for us to do. We are just excited to see what he's doing. And one of those things that we got to do, I got to do, it's been rescheduled 3 different times, was to go do a feeding program, to go hand out bags of food and do ministry with one of the Wayu tribes. Actually, this right behind me is made by one of the Wayu tribes. They weave things, they weave baskets, the hats, they make purses, satchels, and that's how they make their living. And so we've had to reschedule 3 different times. One was because of COVID spike, so that had to be canceled. The family was going to go with us, but that got canceled because of that. The second time we went to go do it, there was civil unrest that was happening throughout the country of Colombia. And so we had to reschedule it. So this time we scheduled it in June, and I got to be a part of it. Got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to drive. And so here's a video for you guys to watch just what the day looked like. Hey family and friends, coming to you guys live here in Santa Marta, Colombia. I was invited to go to the Wayu tribe and to do a food distribution. We have a truck right behind me right here that has food, and then there's another truck over there. We have 4 vehicles that are going today. It is 4 o'clock in the morning. I've been up since 3 o'clock to travel, and we got about a 3 to 4 hour trip. And so we're just excited. So I want to show you guys what we got going on. So we're just filling up right now. Pastor David Taylor is a missionary from the United Kingdom, and this is some of the people from his team. His wife is over there talking with some people.
Padre, estamos delante de tu presencia en esta hora, Señor, para adorar, para glorificar. Delante de tu presencia para exaltar tu nombre, Señor.
So hey guys, we are just 3 hours into our trip here. We left about 4 o'clock, so it's just right around 7. We just stopped after our second toll, just to stretch our legs, use the bathroom. But we're here in this amazing area right now. It's just gorgeous here. Where we're at, we're just waiting for the 2 other trucks that are weighed down with all our food.
Todo se Damos gracias a Dios por este tiempo, ¿ok? Bueno, para dar inicio, ahora sí hemos hecho este calentamiento, pero nos vamos a todos, Pastor Taylor.
Muchas gracias, Alex.
So this right here is the community center and how it's built. This is where people come. And this is the fence that they have, a natural fence is the cactus. But here, these are all the people that are here to receive the gospel and food. We're super excited. Here the dinners are kicking in. We're about to do the presentation. And I'll be a blessing. Yeah.
Vamos, todos de fiesta con Jesús. Más fuerte. Reunidos en la fiesta, con Cristo queremos.
1, 2, 3, 4. Una vez más. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A la 1, a las 2 y a las 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Y con la palma arriba. Vamos, vamos, con la palma arriba, con la palma arriba, con la palma arriba. Saltando, 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 saltando. Vamos a colocar un tema.
So we unloaded this truck right here. Unloaded this truck, and we have one more truck left to hand out. So this is the group right here. We're all taking turns, passing out. These are those that have already got some. And we just pray that God would just continue to bless them in this area.
167.
Que todo pueblo y nación se postren ante él, proclamen su gran majestad y coronadlo al Señor. Oh, siempre a ti yo cantaré.
So guys, as you saw in that video, we got to go there. It was about 5.5 hour drive there. We did ministry. We passed out the 300 bags of food to the local Wayu tribe there that were being a part of there, the church and the Oasis Foundation, which is a school. It's a missionary from the United Kingdom who started it over 21 years ago. He invited us to go along with him, so I went and got to hand out the bags of food just to get my feet wet, in a sense, to see what they've been doing and how they're doing it. Now, they've done feeding programs across the whole northern part of the country, but the Wayu tribe that they went with is they were working with a pastor up there, and that was a lady that was interpreting. She was the one interpreting into Wayu for us. She was calling the numbers for people to come get their bags. And so, guys, while we were there, I was just praying and seeing what was going on. And on the way home, the missionaries were sharing with me that the Wayu tribe, they make those baskets, they sell a bag. And they would put 40, 50 hours into doing it. And they would sell one to make ends meet. And then the other thing that they do is they raise goats and they sell goats. So while we were driving out there, I mean, there was goats just everywhere. There was a herd of goats here. There's a couple of goats, and you have to literally stop and let those goats come across, because if you hit one of those goats, you're in trouble. And so we had to take our time. So it took a little bit of time because our trucks were weighed down, over 300 bags of food that we got to pass out. And as you saw in the video, you could just see the excitement from the kids. They greeted us. They were so excited. But one of the prayer needs there is, as you saw the conditions where they live, you saw the terrain. It's a desert. The ocean is literally a half a mile past them, but it's just desolate desert there. And so water is a big need. And you could see that they had this giant water tank, but there's no water in it because they need help digging the well. And so if you guys would just pray that the money would just come in through the Oasis Center, through the church that was there working, that they would be able to bless that community, to be able just to continue to spread the love of Christ. And so guys, we just are honored, and I thank you so much for praying with us. I know Pastor Tom from First AG Church, him and I have been talking, and he's been praying for me because I've been telling him I wanted to do this, but every time it just got canceled, it got rescheduled. And so it was really frustrating until the day it finally came, and I was overjoyed, and I can't believe that I got to go do it. And I told Heather, and I said to the kids, we're going to do the next one, and we're going to look and we're going to start praying for what God wants us to do and how we're going to be able to better serve the people in this northern part of Colombia. And so guys, we just want to thank you so much for what you've done for us. In the last 6 months, we have come in here. We've got established in our community where we're living right now. We've been talking with our neighbors, hanging out with them. The guards know us. The workers know us here. Even the guy outside that I go and throw away my garbage, he sits there and talks to me because he knows English, and he's so proud. And so he speaks to me in English, and I butcher my Spanish to speak back to him. But we're making friends and we're sharing the gospel. And so guys, we just want to thank you so much for that, and we can't wait to share more and more of what we got going on. We'll be taking this coming Tuesday in July 20th. We've been invited to go with the church in the morning because it's their Independence Day. We're going up and we're being a part of a baptismal service. And so I'll have some footage of that and see how they do it. We are so excited. The pastor, I told him yesterday, I'm like, hey, can we come and can I bring my drone? And he was like, yes, you need to do that. You need to come and experience it. So we'll have some footage of that for you guys. But guys, we are just so honored that you have partnered with us in this journey. And thank you so much for your prayers and support. If you guys would just continue to pray, that God would continue to open doors, open opportunities for us to be able to get into. We are so excited to see the growth around us. We're seeing more and more people. We're seeing restrictions being lifted. And so we know that it's coming. We know that things are going to be going a little bit faster here. So just pray for our hearts to be ready. Pray for discernment for us and what ministries and where we need to go. So guys, again, thank you so much for the Mattocks Family Missions. We are so honored that you partnered with us in this amazing journey. So guys, until next time, thank you so much. We love you and we miss you.